Hey everyone, it's CurlyHairedHero, and this is Splatoon. Oh man, it's been a crazy journey just to be able to record this, like, actually record it. So, let's go back. What was it? I moved in July, right? Moved over from where I was living before to where I'm living now, in July. In July, I had this idea that, oh hey, it'd be cool if when Splatoon 2 comes out, I can record that. 2, I can even play the story mode from Splatoon 1. That would be really cool, right? Turns out I couldn't do any of that, because, I had to move, and then, alright, fine, so I'll wait a bit till I'm settled in. Once I'm settled in, let's get to work. No, because for whatever reason, my capture card would just not fucking work with my computer, no matter what. No matter what I did, it would just not work. So then now, at that point, I just kind of give up. And then now moving closer to that, some point later after that, like 3 months or so, I managed to get a new laptop, because I needed to get a laptop for a new job that I'm starting. But I managed to get a decent enough laptop so that it's actually able to run the stupid Elgato software. Because for whatever reason, when I try it on my desktop computer to connect any capture card, I have the S, the HD60, and the HD. None of them work on my desktop computer anymore. They'll work for like a second, and then they'll constantly reconnect and try to connect, and then initialize, and then lose connection, and keep doing that constantly in an endless loop, or just give me a blue screen. One of those two things. So now it's to the point where I've had to use this new laptop that I have to just be able to play Splatoon. So I have, the Wii U connected to the capture card, just connected to the laptop, and then on my own computer I'm recording the audio, because I figured that at the very least split up as much work as possible so that there's a lot less issues anywhere. And then, the Wii U has its own gamepad, and it has the fact that the battery, ever since it came out, at launch, it lasted, like maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes without it dying. So now it's gotten to the point where it's completely dead. So as soon as I disconnect it from the charger, it just dies. So it's connected to the wire, and then I have a giant bulky headset connected to it so that I can hear the game audio. And then I'm using here 2 mouse on my desktop. I have, my desktop as in like the desk, the top of the desk that I'm using, not the desktop computer. So I have 2 mouse on top of it, one for my laptop and the other one for my desktop computer. And then I have a boom mic now for my mic, so that's hanging over. So I have a very complicated, convoluted setup. Also, this is the first time I'm using this boom mic, so hopefully the audio works out just fine. But it's finally time, and I can finally play Splatoon. Now, unfortunately, one of the big things Splatoon 1 had was the Miiverse post that you can see scattered around throughout the game. Unfortunately, I believe it was November, might have been December, no, it was November, Nintendo decided to just discontinue Miiverse, which is really unfortunate because a lot of games like Splatoon and Mario Maker really thrived off that service, but so now it's gone, and this entire game is a giant barren wasteland. You can also see here I'm level 1. That's because I'm starting off a brand new file, because I want to go ahead and tackle story mode. That's what I really wanted to do, because there's really no point in me tackling the online mode of Splatoon 1 when Splatoon 2 has come out, and it's basically the same thing. Nothing really, there's no real giant leaps between the two where you need to play Splatoon 1 versus Splatoon 2, aside from the fact that you have, your character leveled up in Splatoon 1 already. That's really the only real main perk to playing Splatoon 1. And some of the gear is different, not really necessarily a lot of it. Or rather, not the gear, sorry, the abilities, but they're not really that big of a deal. In any case, we're going to be playing the story mode here. The Octorians are coming. No! Oh, hi. I guess I lost my cool for a minute there. I'm Captain Cuttlefish, leader of the legendary Squidbeak. Squidbeak? What? Squidbeak? Squids don't have... Do squids have beaks? Squidbeak Splatoon. That look in your eye. It's the look I've been looking for. The great Zapfish that powers Inkopolis has been squidnapped. Get ready for a lot of fishy puns. Nobody believes me, but it's the work of the Octurians. I just know it. They want revenge for the Great Turf War of 100 years ago. I've been keeping an eye on them this whole time, of course. They stole the Great Zapfish right under my nose. Please, you gotta help me rescue the Great Zapfish. So, I'm gonna take your silence as a yes. Starting today, you're Agent 3 of the new Squid Splatoon. Squid Beak Splatoon. This is your brand new hero suit. It'll help you fight off the Octurians. What a great fit for a hand-me-down from Agents 1 and 2. Now, let's get those Octo Jerks. I'm counting on you, bucko. Alright, so, we can... I know how to play the game. We can shoot, we can do stuff. I really like the story mode in this game, because it does a lot of really cool things in terms of gameplay. It might not be so cool now that, you know, Splatoon 2 has come out and, you know, Splatoon 1 has been out for quite a while. So it might not seem so cool and revolutionary, but it's a hell of a good time. I'm going to try my best in this game. I don't really remember where they are, but there's these sort of collectible... There's a collectible in each stage that you can get. It's a... I forgot what they call it. It's like a piece of squid history. I don't remember what it is. Or is it like a weapon blueprint? I think that's what it is. It's one of those two things. Anyways, I'm going to try my best to collect those throughout this entire thing. There's also another small thing. If you beat the entire level with a power-up, which is basically just armor. If you beat the level with that armor, you know, as in like you don't get completely destroyed and lose that armor, you get another small little boost. But basically here we're just learning how to play. But granted, I already know how to play, so don't expect me to really pay too much attention. Maybe a couple of like Splatoon 1 specific mechanics I might not remember all that well, but shouldn't have too much of an issue with that. But yeah, I've been wanting to play this for a long time, specifically before when I used to have a seasonal format. I had penciled this in alongside Astro Boy and Mega Man 03. What else was I playing at the time? Smash Odyssey was coming back. There was Reckless Bout, that was a thing. And what else? A couple of other games, basically. I had been like, typically what I would do is I would just sit around during my breaks. I would record for 3 months at a time, and then I'd take a month off in between. In between those breaks, I would try my best. Can I go back? No, I can't go back. Alright, so if I missed it, it's gonna suck. I'll take that time off, and I would kind of see what it is that I've recorded so far, and what it is that I want to record going on. And I believe I gotta use my bomb. And then just... wow, I can reach it. There you go. See what it is that I want to play and see what it is that I've played, and I just write it down, see what it is that I can do. There's just... most of these things that I'm looking for, they're just on like little alcoves throughout the map that you kind of just gotta look for. I don't really remember where this one is, but I will probably, if I don't find it this one, I'll go back and then I'll probably end up using a guide just to look up the locations in between episodes, just so that I know exactly where they are and I don't have to spend too much time looking around. They'll usually be like in places where you can just jump off to the side and you wouldn't think, like, hey, oh shit, you can go that way. Which is pretty cool. So that guy. But yeah, I had penciled this in for, whoops, sometime around then. I was really hoping I could play that, because I really wanted to make use of my Elgato software and all this stuff. And then I ended up seeing that, you know, I made a big deal of getting this stuff, but I never really use it quite too much. But then it stopped working, or not so much it stopped working, but my computer and it stopped working together. So I had a lot of issues with that. And then I did a sort of the opposite approach, and I also realized that I didn't have as many handheld games as I wanted, because I really love the Game Boy Advance. It's my favorite console of all time, but I was like, oh man, I've only played, like, legitimately 2 or 3 games, not counting, you know, continuous, I should say not 2 or 3 games, 2 or 3 series, not counting, you know, every iteration of, you know, Mega Man Zero that I played or something like that. So that was really fun. That's when I picked up, you know, Astro Boy and stuff, and then I also went out and I started playing Bowtie, which was a hell of a lot of fun and stuff like that. But none of that matters now because I finally played goddamn Splatoon. I've been so depressed about my capture card, to be totally honest with you, that I really haven't spent time playing Splatoon 2. Even though I spent all this time complaining about it, I honestly, there it is, I honestly have not given it the time of day since it basically came out. I played it maybe the first month that it was out, and then shortly after that, I haven't really played it. I maybe played here and there, but I've honestly only done like 1 Splatfest, maybe even 2. So, that's a bit disappointing. It's just because of the fact that I was so set on starting to, like, stream, this is the armor that I was talking about, starting to stream Splatoon 2, and I had the assets ready. Oh, I managed to, like, get a spur of inspiration to make, background, images, I don't know what you call it, for this Steam overlay, and that was really fun, but then, like, it just decided, like, no, we're gonna not work. So that really got me really sad, and I just really didn't feel like playing the game anymore. And also, there's a lot of things in the game that piss me off in general. Just for example, the way that the way you play with your friends is really stupid and messed up, in my opinion, and the way ranked and a lot of other modes are being handled. I was very upset. So, I was upset with the game, period, but I could have put that aside if I was able to, you know, stream it and have a good time, or if I hadn't had that sort of, thing holding me back. But on top of all that, everything just colluded into just being like, fuck this. I don't care. I don't want to have fun. I'm too upset. I think I can just go ahead and just go behind this guy. There we go. And now I just gotta find the key. Which should be over here. I had a little bit of trouble jumping in this game. I always had a bit of trouble jumping. The gamepad is really fun to use. Pretty comfortable considering how bulky it is. It's just a little too bulky sometimes, especially considering that I have all this other stuff, like with my entire setup, like I was talking about before. So it makes it a lot more bulky than it really needs to be. But I think this is the last. Oh no, this is it. This is that fish. There we go. Yeah, it's a lot bulkier than I want it to be. And then I gotta kind of, like, I need, like, bulky in the sense that I gotta hold it and then press a button, but I kind of gotta let go of my grip to press the button, so it gets a little, like, heavy, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, it's just a little bit too bulky, and I can't really put it on, like, my lap or anything. I don't fucking know. So yeah, we got here the first thingamabobby. Since time immemorial, a rare type of electric catfish known as the zapfish has been prized by Inkling society as a source of power. In fact, the entire city of why am I having so trouble saying that? Inkopolis is powered by a single 100-year-old giant zapfish. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of these, and they kind of just give you some background and lore. Sunken Scrolls, that's what they're called. They give you some background and some lore on the Splatoon characters, the Splatoon world, and what the fuck? Inkopolis. Jeez, I keep throwing like a G in there for whatever reason. But in any case, so that's the first one. There is a couple of other levels here. For example, these, which are, they always start out invisible and you shoot them. These teapot kettle things here, and then become available. So this is level 2, and then I can keep going. Find level 3 somewhere, and then eventually I can take on this giant teapot here, but I need more zapfish. 2 more to be exact, which I'll get eventually. Alright. Stay fresh.